Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I might not look as energetic as I might sound, I don't even know, but the point is I am exhausted. I am a bit fatigued because I did a lot of chores today and I had to go to school and all. But yes, that aside, this will probably be the last episode of In Your 20s. I am surprised that the episode 3, which I posted 4 days ago, already has like quite a good number of views. So thank you guys for always watching, and thank you so much for watching this series, even though when I started I was not really sure what I was putting out, but thank you for staying consistent with each episode I post. So for this last episode, I would want to talk about opportunities. It's quite in line with what I talked about in episode 2 and continued with episode 3, and then this last one I would like to say opportunities, and not just opportunities, finding opportunities, but finding opportunities that are in line with your career or what you want to do in the long term. So sometimes for most of us it's quite difficult to decide, like, oh, this is what I want to do with my life, or like this is what I plan to do in the next 2-3 years, or this is what I want to do with my early, mid, or late 20s. But finding a path which you want to follow, I think, is the best way to approach things, or would be the best way which you would build yourself, which you would build towards the career which you want to pursue in life. For example, in my undergraduate, I studied mass communication, and after my undergraduate, I did like job hunting, and then I did jobs in line with what I did in my undergraduate studies, right? And then for my master's degree, I am currently pursuing international relations in my master's degree. And sometimes when I try searching like opportunities or like events or like activities I can participate in South Korea, most of them tend to be in line with like promotional content or like marketing content or like content creating or like all of those things, which for me I would be able to do because I have experiences in the field. I have certificates and all of those things in the field. But right now what I want to pursue in the long run is things in line with what I am studying for my master's degree. I am not throwing away my undergraduates away, but I will focus more on what I am doing with my what I will do with my master's degree, and probably align them together. So these days I try to be more intentional when I try to look for activities or events. I'm looking for networking events. I'm looking for leadership programs. I'm looking for international activities, just those kind of things, right? So when you're uncertain what you want to do, you need to, or if you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do in my 20s, I don't know what I want to do from now on, you need to find a path which you want to follow, and you cannot just sit and decide that, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Yes, it could be difficult to like decide that, oh, this is what I want to do, and of course these things are conditional. They would always change, right? Because even if you decide that, oh, this is what I want to do in the next 2 years, and then along the line you find something else and you decide to go down that path instead of what you had initially, but at least you have a structure, you have plans which you want to do with your life, or which you would follow suit towards your career. And also, like, even though you don't end up with the thing which you had in mind the first time, no knowledge is wasted, right? You can always add that to whatever you want to do. You can always do certain things. And another thing I am passionate about, when I started this series, I said I would talk about things and then I would give based on my experiences. And another thing I am passionate about is like the SDGs, like the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And currently I am in South Korea pursuing my master's degree, so it's a little bit difficult for me to like find a base or like a foundation. I would explain what I mean. So when I was back home in Nigeria, right, I had a lot of ideas. I had the idea of, oh, should I start tutoring kids in my community? How do I recycle all this? You know, all those movies which you watch those days, like those CDs, and I'm like, I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to just throw these things away. How do I recycle them? How do I did look for a lot of things, or like a lot of information, but all I did was I gathered information, but I never put anything into action. So a few days ago, I contacted, or I DM'd, what they call them, Nigerian NG. Well, on Instagram they're called NG Youths, like Nigerian Development Youth, or something like that. So they have a program, a leadership program, where if you're done with the leadership program, you get certificates, and then you work in line with those things which you've learned, and you begin to carry out activities, or like advocate for change, or do certain things within your community, right? I found it really interesting, and I was very motivated. I even had to put it down on my things to achieve list for this year, and it was join Young Africa Leadership, YAL. I think it's called YAL. And when I DM'd them, I was like, oh, because it's open to Nigerians and probably other African nations as well. So I was like, oh, can a Nigerian residing abroad join this program? And they said no. And they said no. And I felt a little bit heartbroken, but I understood their point. In essence, because at the end of the day, after the training, after the courses which you go through, you're supposed to put into practice what you've studied in your local communities or whatsoever. So if a Nigerian abroad studies all of this, what is the possibility that they'll be able to implement what they've studied, right? So I had to cancel that off my to-do list or my wish list, and I left it. But regardless, I still try to look for other opportunities where I can get certificates, where I can get knowledge, where I can gain experiences. I couldn't get that, but I signed up for an autumn leadership program, which will start tomorrow, and I will be able to take the course. I'll be able to learn a lot because the curriculum looks interesting. So basically, what I am doing, or what I am trying to talk about here, is the fact that I am trying to show you guys how I am narrowing down towards the things which I want to do with my future, my long-term goals, like my career path, the things which I want to pursue. So if you're in your 20s, you're a young person and you're trying to navigate, like, oh, I have interest in this, I have interest in that, I have interest in this, look at the long-term goal. Like, what out of what is your interest? What is that particular thing that would take you longer? What is that particular thing that would last you? What is that particular thing that you want to ultimately pursue? That particular thing you want to ultimately achieve? Don't go for the one that is interesting but least of a priority, and then ignore the one that is less interesting but the most of should be your most priority. So you need to weigh these things. You need to look at what I really want to do in the long term. I see a lot of interesting ads like, oh, content creating this, content creating that, marketing this, promotional this, running ads, all those things. And I'm like, these are tempting. These are things that I even have experiences in, so I can easily get them, right? But is this what I want to do ultimately? Is this the path which I want to pursue? So even though for now I didn't start like back then when I had all those ideas in Nigeria and all those things, I didn't start back then to pursue all these things. But for now, even though I am abroad, I still look for opportunities I can engage with all these programs back home in Nigeria. It does not mean I should limit myself from trying to access these things, right? So if you're trying to build your life, or if you're trying to build your career path, you need to be intentional. You need to look for opportunities. You don't just sit and wait for a miracle to happen. Right now I have something stuck. Okay, I'll show you guys. So I wrote this yesterday because I finished the course about sustainable development goals, and it was really interesting. And then I had to put this up, like, stop worrying and take actions, because all along, all the things I should have done when I was back home in Nigeria, or all those ideas I had, I was not putting them into action. I was basically thinking, how do I do this? Okay, this is how I do this, but okay, then I leave it, then I go to something else. Like, I had so many ideas flowing in my head, but I never used any of them. So instead of just sitting back and saying things which you want to do, or saying, oh, I like this, but I am not getting opportunities, don't wait to get opportunities. Look for opportunities. Opportunities will not come and meet you. It's you that have to look for them. If you Good thing is we have like algorithms on social medias and everywhere, right? So once you type in certain keywords consistently over time, you begin to see those things on your news feed or your news feed as you go through your social media platforms. For example, if I check like SDGs or leadership thing on Instagram, whenever I open my Instagram, I start seeing like ads that people promotional ads for such things, or like opportunities for such things, and that's how I end up engaging in them. Your social media should not just be about entertainment for you. It should be more than that. It should be a platform which you use to access things that are more profitable to you. It should be a platform that will do you more good and do you more, I don't know, like give you more access to certain things which people might not have access to. I mean, there are opportunities everywhere. We have access to everything, but you just need to look for them. Don't say, oh, somebody a somebody A, or I don't even know what I'm saying, but like A is finding opportunities, but me, I am not finding opportunities. Or A is getting opportunities, but I'm not getting opportunities. That's because A is looking for the opportunities. A is not just sitting down and waiting for opportunities to fall down from heaven, or just, oh, I found an opportunity online. Look for it, put it in your search engine, let your phone know that, oh, my user is looking for this kind of opportunities. Put them up on her feed, put them up on his feed. So yeah, basically that's what I have to share in this episode, because walking back home, I was thinking a lot, and I reflected back on certain things that I wish I did, or like certain things I wish I started that I never did. And I just hope that nobody out there, or definitely there'll be someone out there who is in that same shoe, but don't let it slide. Don't worry about it and not put it into action. Worry about it and put it into action. Worry about it and try to do it. Worry about it and try to find answers to these solutions. That's why you see kids, certain kids will be like, oh, I started learning the piano when I was 9 years old. Like, they had that interest, right? And they didn't just think about it and leave it there. They definitely thought about it and they stopped their parent. Oh, I want to learn the piano. I want to learn the piano, until their parent had to like provide them with that opportunity, provide them with that platform to be able to build on that, and then they become professionals and they look like geniuses and all those things. We need to learn to put what we think about into action. We need to put ourselves out there. We need to be the people which we dream to be, or the people which are so ambitious to become. It's not easy pursuing your dreams. It's not easy becoming what you want to become, but it's worth it at the end of the day. I believe it's worth it. Like, I am not there yet myself, but I believe it will be worth it. And yeah, I think that's basically what I want to share in this episode. I don't know if this would continue. This is probably the last episode, but I hope episode 1 to this point was worth watching. And if you have comments or anything you want to share, please comment them. And please, this is not a GKS related video. Do not ask me questions about GKS on this video. If you want to ask me questions about GKS, I have a whole playlist about GKS. Is it legalization? Ask me under the legalization video. Is it coming to Korea? Whatsoever, just go to my GKS playlist and ask those questions. Don't ask them here. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.